In this video, we'll talk about a new procedure from the Department of State, specifically for those people that are going through the interview waiver process. This new procedure is called virtual waiting queue. I'll tell you what it is and how it can help you if you're going through the process of getting your interview waived. So if you're interested in this topic, I'll see you on the other side. Hello everybody, and welcome to our immigration channel. This is a place where you get the most up-to-date immigration news, immigration information, and everything else that you need to make your immigration journey less stressful. My name is Jacob Sapochnick, and I'm an immigration attorney located in San Diego, California, and I help clients in all 50 states and all over the world. And in this video, we'll talk about a new procedure coming from the Department of State, specifically for those people that are applying for visas and are eligible for the interview waivers. There's a new procedure called virtual waiting queue, and I'll tell you what it is because you may be getting an email from your embassy announcing this, so it's good for you to know what it is. So before we do that, if you're here for the first time, make sure you subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, and also give us a big like so YouTube will be able to show this video to more people just like you. So as you know, we've done quite a few videos that explain which applicants qualify for an interview waiver, specifically for non-immigrant visas, but also for immigrant visas. And we can link in this video some of those videos where we talk about interview waivers just to refresh your memory. In this video, I want to talk about a recent announcement that came from the Embassy of London explaining this new procedure, specifically those people that are eligible for those interview waivers. And while it's starting in London right now, this is going to be rolled out to all embassies and consulates worldwide eventually. So I thought about sharing this experience with you so you understand what it is. And also, some applicants are not interested to get their interview waived. Also, some applicants are not interested in getting their interview waived automatically because there are some concerns that if they do get the interview waived and they are not able to explain a particular situation that happened since the last time they received the visa, they're going to be at a disadvantage. So there's an interest from those applicants to request their interview waiver to be canceled. They would like actually to have an interview. I'll talk about that as well, how to do that. So quite a few applicants from this particular embassy that were eligible to get their interview waived were getting specific email, and this email stating the fault that their cases, their applications are placed in what is called virtual waiting queue. And again, this procedure is going to be rolled out to all embassies and consulates in turn. But the way it works essentially is that you're applying for a visa, you're eligible for your interview to be waived, you're getting an email from the embassy. The email states that they have to send their passports typically within 1 to 2 weeks from the time they paid for the visa fee. For those visas that are getting approved, the processing times at the moment is about 21 days. The idea is that until now there was not a clear idea as to how long it's going to take for the consulates and embassies to process those visas once they are paying their fees and are getting ready for the interview. So with this new system, if your application is placed in that queue, into the virtual waiting queue, you should be getting that email to submit your document, your passports, and then if you are in that waiting queue, your processing time is about 21 days, which is quite nice, and hopefully it will be consistent throughout all consulates and embassies worldwide. But be expecting to know that if you are part of that system, your cases also eventually will be placed in that queue. Now, as I mentioned before, there are some cases where you don't want your interview to be waived because you do need to explain because there have been some changes in your circumstances. You're worried that if they're going to review your case without an interview, your visa might be rejected because you didn't have the opportunity to explain certain things. You do have the option to contact the consulate or embassy where your case was selected for an interview waiver and placed into this virtual waiting queue. And by emailing that consulate, you can request to opt out and actually have an interview. And typically, they should respect that and allow you to get an interview. It may take longer, obviously. You're going to be removed from that queue. And of course, all these processing times that I mentioned are going to change, but at least you'll have an opportunity to face a consular officer and explain your case. And in some cases, I definitely recommend that. Now, at the moment, also what we learned is that some applicants believe that if your case is subject to an interview waiver, there's a way to expedite your appointment. There's no clear procedure how to expedite your visa if you're subject to an interview waiver. However, the Department of State said that they will be working on procedures hopefully in the next 6 months or so, to allow a process where you will apply for an expedited request, specifically if your case is subject to an interview waiver and you would like to get that expedite it so you can get your visa faster, there will be a separate procedure for that, but for the moment, there's no procedure for that. Now remember, what I'm talking about right now, they're all non-immigrant visas. This is not for immigrant visas, specifically for non-immigrant visas, which were the first categories, as you remember, that were subject to the interview waiver process that started over a year ago. If you opt out of the interview waiver process and you get just a traditional appointment, that you might be able to expedite if you have an emergency or whatever situation is. You can try to do that because once you're in that system, the system, as I said, it's working very efficiently. And because once you're in that virtual waiting queue, there's essentially nothing they can do. Moving along the system, it's a pretty fast system, as I mentioned, 1 to 2 weeks. And then once your documents are in there, within 21 days, a visa should be issued. So, but if you're not going through that process and you want to have a one-on-one interview with an officer, you could potentially try to expedite your visa, but then again, you'll be subject to the embassy's processing times, which vary from post to post. So I wanted to give you this quick update. It's a new procedure, it's a new system. It's starting right now in London, it's moving to other European cities, and gradually expanding around the world. The idea behind it is that once somebody is selected for an interview waiver, they have to find a way to even further automate and make the system more efficient, and therefore they created this procedure which is called virtual waiting queue. And we have a prediction as to how many days your passport will remain in the system until your visa will be issued and approved. So hopefully this is a good update and something new that you've learned. As always, once I have new information, we try to be the first to provide it to you. And as you know, in this channel, we are staying ahead of the game and try to provide you the best, most up-to-date information that we get from the Department of State, from UCIS, by attending some of the meetings with them, by working with them closely, and being able to pass all that information back to you. Therefore, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you watching our videos every week, commenting, liking. This will not be possible without your support. And again, if you do need my assistance, as always I mentioned, text me 619-483-4549. I'm here to support you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.